Imagine being able to walk away from anyone or anything without feeling like you lost something. No overthinking. No sick feeling in your stomach. No replaying conversations in your head for hours. You just move on with your day like nothing even happened. Not because you're pretending, but because you genuinely couldn't care less. That's what mastering emotional detachment gives you. And before you misunderstand, this isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about becoming so secure within yourself that nothing and no one can shake your peace. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Detachment doesn't just make you feel stronger on the inside. It completely changes the way people see you. If you want proof, think about Cleopatra, one of the most powerful and unforgettable women in history. She had rulers, generals, and kings obsessing over her. Men literally started wars over her. And it wasn't because she was simply beautiful. It was because she mastered one of the most attractive forces on earth: emotional detachment. Women who carry that same energy are the ones people watch, crave, stalk, and can't stop thinking about. So stay with me, because by the end of this video on HerAura, you'll know exactly how to master emotional detachment, even if you're someone who always cares too much. And fair warning, after this, don't be surprised if your phone starts overheating from all the "I miss you" texts. Let's begin. To master emotional detachment, we're breaking this down into 3 simple shifts. The first shift: get tired of your own delusions. Most women fear detachment because they confuse it with loneliness. They think if they stop chasing, they'll end up alone. But here's the truth most people avoid hearing. The more you chase, the more alone you actually become. Because when you constantly pursue people who don't value you, you surround yourself with relationships that drain you instead of fulfill you. And I know how that feels. When you like someone so much that every part of you wants to text them, call them, rearrange your world around them. Let me expose myself for a second. There was a time I was so obsessed with a guy. I literally deleted my Spotify playlists and replaced them with music he liked. Completely wiped my favorite songs. Just so if he ever looked, he'd think, "Oh my God, we have the same taste." Looking back, I basically deleted my personality and downloaded his. Spoiler alert. He didn't like me more. All it did was make me feel small, fake, and honestly, a little embarrassed. And that's when I learned the real lesson. The more you shrink yourself to be liked, the less attractive you become. Because you're abandoning yourself just to feel chosen. And the truth is, you'll never feel chosen until you choose yourself first. Keep that in mind. Because now we move to the second shift. Understand why attachment feels so painful. There's a famous psychological framework called the investment model of commitment by Carol Rusbolt. And one of the most important findings is this: the more you invest in someone, the harder it becomes to let go. Not because they're amazing, but because your brain hates feeling like it wasted effort. This is known as the sunk cost mindset. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you start watching a 3-hour movie. 2 hours in, and it's absolutely terrible. Painfully bad. But instead of turning it off, you think, well, I've already watched this long. I might as well finish. Even though the ending is worse. That's exactly how toxic attachments work. You don't stay because it's good for you. You stay because you've already invested too much. But listen carefully. The only thing worse than wasting your time is wasting even more of it. Turn the damn movie off when you know it's trash. And you definitely don't owe someone forever. Just because you gave them your heart for a while. Now, the third and most powerful shift. Become the diamond in the vault. Humans are wired to value what feels rare. It's not ego. It's psychology. When something is easily available, the brain categorizes it as low value. When something is scarce, it becomes desirable. Imagine 2 identical diamonds. One sitting casually at a gas station for $5. The other locked in a vault, heavily guarded, priced at $50,000. Which one feels valuable? Obviously, the protected one. Your energy works the same way. When you're constantly available, constantly replying instantly, constantly saying yes to last-minute plans, you become the emotional equivalent of the $5 diamond. But when you have boundaries, when your time feels valuable, When access to you must be earned, you become the diamond in the vault. That's exactly what Cleopatra understood. When Mark Antony, one of the most powerful men in Rome, summoned her, she didn't rush. She didn't chase. She made him wait. And when she finally arrived, she didn't walk in nervously. She appeared on a gold-covered barge like a goddess. Because she understood a principle most people never learn. When you make yourself rare, you become unforgettable. Cleopatra gave off the energy that she was perfectly fine with or without him. No desperation. No chasing. No need for validation. And that energy is magnetic. Because in the end, value is not declared. It is perceived. And perception is shaped by your standards. So remember this. A woman who is comfortable being alone is a woman no one can control. Let them lose you, and they'll finally understand what they took for granted. This is HerAura. If you want more videos on confidence, detachment, and mastering your mindset, subscribe and drop your ideas in the comments. Until then, stay confident, smart, and glowing.